So we're going to begin today seated. I recommend sitting on something, whether that's a blanket or a pillow, or if you have a yoga block or bolster. Just trying to find a place where you can sit comfortably for a couple of minutes. We're going to ground down through the sitting bones and then reach the crown of the head towards the sky. And just noticing where you're holding tension at the beginning. And then draw the ears back in space just a little bit so that they're right over top of the shoulders. And then relax the shoulders down the back and in towards each other. Lifting the heart. Drawing the tailbone down just a little so you can feel the lower belly engage to help with stability. Relax the legs. Relax the jaw, the space between the eyes, the forehead. And then bringing the awareness into the breath without judgment, just noticing where you're starting from today. Where do you feel the breath the most in the body? Does it feel like it's moving quickly or more slowly? Is it full or shallow? And then from here, each new inhale that you take, try to bring the breath into a new space in the body. So if you're breathing, like most of us do, mainly in your chest, on your next inhale, maybe try to bring it down to the top of the ribs. And as you exhale, take your time. No rush to get from moment to moment. On your next inhale, maybe bringing it down to the lowest part of the ribs. And noticing the pause between the inhale and your next exhale, moving slowly as you release all the air out. Draw the navel in towards the spine. On your next deep inhale, maybe bring it all the way down into the belly, maybe even the lower belly or the hips. Notice that pause before you take your exhale completely and slowly. And on your next inhale, see if you can also expand through the sides of the body and maybe even the lower back body. And taking your time as you exhale. And staying with this breath, this slow, controlled, complete awareness on the breath for about another minute, moving at your speed, and just noticing how the body responds to each inhale and how it feels after each exhale. And it's okay if you notice no difference at the beginning. Something will shift the more we pay attention to our breath. And remember to take it slowly. And to just notice if you are in a rush to get from your inhale to your exhale, or taking a breath before you've completely exhaled all your air out. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up over the head. Moving really slowly, take the whole breath to bring the palms to connect over top of the head. Reach the fingertips up and then slightly back, but still drawing the tailbone down so the belly's engaged. So the curve of the spine is happening the most right behind the heart. Exhale it all out. Bring the hands down in front of the heart. One more time, just like that. Reach the arms up over the head. Take the full inhale for the hands to connect. Elongate the tailbone down. And exhale, bring the hands to touch right in front of the heart. And just take a moment here, set an intention for your practice or for your day. It can be as simple as I will be in touch with my breath. Seal it in one more time. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Exhale it all out as your hands connect. Inhale, reach it up, slightly back, root the tailbone down, and on your next exhale, bring the hands down in front of the heart. Try to release all the air out. Your navel draws all the way in towards the spine. And release. Go ahead, bring the palms onto the knees. Just a few seated cat-cows. So on your inhale, we're going to draw the shoulder blades down the back, in towards each other as you reach the heart forward, maybe looking up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you're going to round the spine a lot. Bring the shoulder blades apart and gaze down towards your navel. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, forward. Exhale, rounding. On your next inhale, make it to neutral. And then we're going to roll over the ankles, make your way onto all fours, tabletop position. You want to have the fingers spread really wide, wrist right underneath of the shoulders, knees right underneath of the hips, and just try to find length through the sides of the body. Go ahead, exhale, round the spine. Inhale, draw it forward. And exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, send it back into your first downward facing dog. When I approach my first downward facing dog, I like to work from the ground up, so making sure that I'm pressing through the finger pads. Shoulders are drawing in and down. So my neck is really easy. There's no stress or tension there. I can shake my head yes or no, round in circles. And then I lift my tailbone as high towards the sky as I can. If you feel any tension in the backs of the legs, if your hamstrings are tight or your calves are tight, bend the knees. When we do that, it allows so much decompression from the lower back, and that's what we're going for in our first downward facing dog, is elongation of the spine. So bend your knees as much as you need to, press the hips back, and then lift the tailbone up. And then if you can, press the ground away from you and forward, so you're pressing your heart back towards your thighs. Take one deep inhale all the way down the spine, fill up the whole body as much as you can. And as you exhale, make your way back down onto all fours. Bring the toes to touch, the knees as wide as the mat, send the hips back into child's pose. So here we're just trying to reach the heart down towards the ground, the hips down towards the ground, and reach the arms up over the head for lots of space through the side body. Some people love this pose and some people can't stand it. And it's different from day to day. On your next inhale, start to walk the hands back in towards the body. Come back up onto all fours. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. So notice what you do first. What is a habitual pattern for you once you move into downward facing dog? Is your first thought, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this? Or is it my wrist? Or is it some pain in your body? How can you shift from that mentality to softness and strength, balance? So maybe you need to be more grounded in the feet and in the hands, or maybe you need to be more soft in the legs and the neck so you can feel more space in the back of your body. Take a clearing breath in and out, so inhaling through the nose, fill up the whole body. And then exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, we're going to float into plank pose. So you can take this first one on your knees if you want, but we're still moving forward just a little bit, so you have to kind of hug in towards the midline. Be strong in the hands, so pushing through the finger pads, push the ground away from you. Hug the elbows in towards the body. Exhale, come all the way back down onto the ground, onto the belly. Your wrists should line up right about underneath your shoulders. And then it's like you're pulling the ground towards you as you draw the heart forward and press up, baby cobra. So you should be able to maintain this pose even if you hover your hands off the ground. Maintain the breath. One more deep breath in and out. And as you exhale, release, come back down onto the ground. One more time, draw the heart forward, press up. And exhale, come back down. We're going to bring the right arm right outside of the body with the palm facing down. And then we're going to gently roll over onto the right shoulder. You can stay on the side of your body if this feels good with the legs stacked. If this is a lot for you, stay here, work through this, bring the breath to where you feel this pose the most. If you want a little bit extra, you can take the top leg, bend the knee, and place the foot right behind the bottom knee. Your top hand can gently push the ground away from you so that you're rotating the heart more towards the sky. One more deep breath in and out. And as you exhale, rolling back over onto the belly very slowly. Bring the forehead to the mat, bend both knees, and just windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Lower the legs down, reaching the left arm out to the side, palm facing the ground. We want to make sure that arm is in line with the shoulder. So if you feel any pain in the top of your shoulder, just bring it down a little bit. We're going to roll over onto the left side of the body, stacking the legs first. We never expect each side to feel the same. So notice what you notice here. Maybe this is enough for you on this side. Maybe you use this side more. If you want to take it further, you can lift up that top leg, bend the knee, place the foot right behind the bottom knee. Maybe pressing the ground with the top hand away from you so that you can open the heart a little bit more towards the sky. We want to make sure that the neck is really relaxed and that you're able to breathe fully. Take one more deep breath in and out. And on the exhale, you're rolling back onto the belly very slowly. Forehead to the mat. Bend both knees and just gently windshield wiper them back and forth. Lower the legs back down on the ground. Slide the hands so that they're right underneath of the shoulders. Fingers spread really wide. Hug the elbows in towards the body. Draw the shoulders down the back. It's like you're pulling the ground towards you to draw the heart forward and press all the way up into your cobra. If you feel any pinching in the lower back, just come down a little bit. And exhale, release, come all the way back down to the ground. Inhale to press up onto all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. So just noticing what you notice here, how the third one feels for you today. Do you have a little bit more ease going into this one than the first one? And feel free to maybe walk each leg out, Sway the hips from side to side, drawing the shoulders down. Make sure you're really grounded, so you're pushing down into the ground with the hands and the feet to lift up even higher with the tailbone. Relax the head. So it's always finding a balance of strength and surrender. Only using necessary muscles and then relaxing the ones that are kind of overcompensating throughout most of our lives. Inhale, lift that right leg up towards the sky. Lift it up as high as you can. Press the heart back as much as you can. You're pushing the ground forward. On your next exhale, bring the knee towards the nose. Push the ground away from you. Hover and give yourself some space to draw the right foot through in between the hands. You can drop down onto the back knee or stay lifted. Take time to ground down. We want to make sure the hips are in alignment, so draw that left hip forward a little bit, the right hip back. Push down through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Reaching the tailbone towards the ground, the heart towards the sky, fingertips lifting up and slightly back. If this is a lot on your shoulders, bring the arms out like a scarecrow. So the shoulder blades are always drawing down and in. Lift the heart. Reach it back. Exhale, fold. Place the hands down onto the ground. Walk the left hand over to the outside edge of the mat. Reach the right arm up. Take a few breaths here, just in a gentle spinal twist. Last breath, try to reach it back on the inhale. Open up. And exhale, release, bring that hand down towards the ground, slide the foot back, take it back, downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward towards the hands and bend the knees as much as you need into this standing forward fold. You're welcome to use blocks underneath the hands. They're not remedial, they're just there because we're all built differently. Lower back stuff, bend the knees. If the backs of your legs feel really tight, just start first with them bent and then gently work with each exhale to maybe straighten them a little bit at a time. Notice what's going on in your head and neck. Is that maybe a habitual place of tension for you? You can take any variation you'd like with the arms, maybe grabbing a hold of each elbow and swaying like a rag doll back and forth. Or you can keep them reaching towards the ground. Or you can take them down to interlace behind the lower back. Draw the shoulders together, just for a little extra heart-opening stretch. On your next inhale, bring the hands to the shins. Reach up halfway. So the base of the spine is reaching back, crown of the head's reaching forward, lots of length. And exhale, refold. Bend the knees as you inhale, reach all the way up to standing. Arms reach over the head and lifting up and back. Exhale, fold forward, heart leads. Plant the hands, step it back, downward facing dog. Tailbone reaching towards the sky, heart reaching towards the legs, grounded, soft. On your next inhale, reach the left leg back behind you. Try to square off the hips. It takes a little bit of core strength. If you're shaking, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're getting stronger. Inhale, lift it up a little bit higher. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the nose, hovering just a little bit. And exhale, bring it all the way through. Place it in between the hands. Take a moment to set yourself up well. We want to square the hips. The right hip this time is coming forward, left hip is drawing back. We just want to make sure they're in alignment with each other. If your balance is a little off today, feel free to widen your stance a little. Push down through the feet to inhale, lift all the way up. Arms above the head, Shoulders draw down the back and in towards each other. If you want extra space in the shoulders, you can rotate so that the pinkies are facing each other. Palms facing the back wall. Heart is lifting up a lot and reaching back. So it's kind of like a big C shape with the spine, except for the tailbone is still drawing down to engage the core. We want to make sure the core is engaged when we're working with back stuff. One more deep inhale. And exhale, float the hands down. Walk the right hand to the outer edge of the mat and lift the left arm up. So maintain the breath. Where can you soften and lengthen in this pose? And your next and final inhale, try to open up as much as you can, reaching back, curling back. And exhale, bring it down. This time, bring the back foot forward to your standing forward fold. Hands to shins, inhale, reach up halfway. Lots of length in the spine. Exhale, refold. Inhale, bend the knees, lift all the way up to standing very slowly. Palms connect again. Reaching the fingertips up and back, reaching the tailbone towards the ground. Exhale, hands to the heart. With the eyes closed, pausing for a moment, just to notice the speed of your breath now, the speed of your thoughts. Inhale, reach the arms back up over the head. Exhale, swan dive forward, heart leads. Plant the hands, step it back, last downward facing dog. And exhale, come back down onto all fours, crossing the ankles behind you. And then sitting right behind the ankles. So let's bring the soles of the feet to touch. It doesn't matter how high up your knees are. It's okay to begin wherever you are, feeling whatever you feel. And then find length, so lift the heart, relax the shoulders. With hip stuff, we tend to clench our jaws. They're correlated. They match. Whatever is happening in the jaw is happening in the hips and vice versa. And start to walk the hands forward. And with every exhale, you're trying to release a little more. You're just staying in touch with where you are right now. Where am I holding tension? How can I let go? Just take a few more deep breaths here. On your next inhale, start to walk the hands back in towards the body, very slowly. Stretch the legs out wide. Bring the legs together. And then try to find that length in the spine again, so lifting the heart, relaxing the shoulders, hinging from the hips as you fold. And when you feel the spine start to round, just back off a little. And then instead of thinking of getting your forehead to your knee, that's definitely not the point, think about reaching your heart towards your toes. So finding that length in the spine. It doesn't matter how far you go down. We want to find release in the lower back. Space in the back body. I like to close my eyes in this pose so that I'm not trying to reach my head towards my legs, but I'm instead feeling what's going on in my spine. Inhale slowly, start to walk the hands back in towards the body. Then make your way all the way down onto your back. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Hug them in really tight. You can roll from side to side. Move your knees around in circles. And then coming to stillness, draw the knees in. Bring the arms out wide like a T, or you can bring them like a scarecrow. And we're just going to drop both knees over on the left side, stacked on top of each other. If it's okay on your neck and shoulders today, you're welcome to look towards the right fingertips. And then especially in spinal twist, we want to try to bring our breath down into our belly. I mean, we want to do it all the time, but during spinal twist, it's not only elongating the spine and like wringing it out, it's also doing the same thing to our visceral body. So it's kind of like a detoxification of our internal organs. And the more breath you bring to it, the more of a massage you're giving to those organs. This is one of my favorite poses. Pretty much start every day like this. Take one more deep inhale all the way down the spine. Fill up the whole body as much as you can, holding that breath at the top. And exhale. Let it all go. Draw the navel all the way in towards the spine. And on your next inhale, lift the knees back up towards the center of the body. And exhale, drop them on the right side. This time, if it's okay on your neck, you can look towards the left fingertips. And again, focusing on release, surrender. Nothing to do here. There should be very little muscle engagement. Just your breathing muscle. So just trying to strengthen the breath like it's a muscle. Taking one more deep breath in, fill up the whole body. Pausing at the top, maybe saying, can you take a little bit more breath in? Exhale, releasing. Navel draws all the way in towards the spine. And on your next inhale, lift the knees up towards the center of the body, hug them in. When you feel ready, go ahead, extend the legs all the way out. Take up lots of space with the body, so you can bring the legs out wide, bring the arms out wide, bring them up over the head. You can place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, whatever feels really comfortable for you to remain for about 2 minutes in Shavasana. So the purpose of meditation is not to not think. It's just to be more aware of our thoughts. So as we lie here in silence, just notice where your mind tends to go in moments of stillness and silence. Without judgment, without getting caught up in the story, watch the mind move from thought to thought. And when you feel that you're starting to drift away into the thought, bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to filling the body up with breath, releasing anything you no longer need. Shavasana. very slowly begin to move the fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, moving the head from side to side. Maybe reach the arms over the head, stretching all the way from the fingers down into the toes. And in your own time, rolling over onto either side of the body and just resting in fetal position. When you feel ready, pressing yourself up into your comfortable seat. Once again, full circle, sitting up on a block or a blanket or a pillow. Hips elevated, spine elongated, muscles soft. And feeling whatever you feel right now. Notice anything that may have shifted for you. A difference in your breath, in your state of mind. Inhale, reach the arms up. Palms connect over the head. Exhale, draw it down right in front of the heart. Bow your chin towards your chest. Ending all practices and starting all days with gratitude. So finding one specific thing about today that you're grateful for. And bring yourself into that moment and let it fill you all the way up. Coming back to this place of gratitude anytime you feel stress, knowing that gratitude alleviates stress. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.